Hello, my name is Jonathan Forster, and welcome to the Multi-Story Thinking Podcast. I'm an interior designer and educator. My job is to improve quality of life and productivity by helping people to create beautiful and practical spaces to live and work in. The Multi-Story Thinking Podcast takes an educational slant to the interior design world. So sit back, relax, as we help unravel the mysteries of interior design. Nick is the head of regional sales for Humanscale. We design and manufacture ergonomic products that improve health and comfort at work. His background in interior design has helped him provide a crucial role to support designers and specifiers and share knowledge about ergonomic solutions. I spoke to Nick at the start of the first lockdown in 2020. In this episode, we discover how what you see and touch influences how you sit and your comfort, the importance of intuitive control and adaptability, how Humanscale shifted from making privacy screen filters into shaping the whole office environment, and the product to select to exercise your abdomen.
We're an ergonomic solution provider, so we're not a furniture company as such.
Yeah.
And we do things to make things simple and intuitive to use. So like you were talking about the Aeron chair being very much a chair that you don't know whether you're sat in the right way or how to adjust it. Our chairs is all about body simplicity.
Yeah.
So if I sit in it, that chair would work for me. You sit in it, it works for you. So
Does it automatically?
yeah. It's a true counterbalance chair.
The Aeron chair, of course, is not one of the Humanscale chairs, is it? Is it about training then? So if I was trained to use my chair, that would be great. But you're talking about the chairs that you produce are more intuitive. You don't need to train. You can just almost sit on it.
Yeah, you just sit on it. So basically what they say is 1,000 people come into work one day, sit on our chairs, and all they've got to find is the seat height, which we'll all find, and the seat depth, and everything else works for you. It's intuitive. Whereas the Aeron, on the old style Aeron, you've got 142 revolutions of the tension control. Finding your optimum is like a needle in a haystack. You're not going to find it.
And just winding back to how that evolved, Humanscale. Tell me a bit about the history as you know it.
So the company was basically first started off making screen filters, privacy screen filters. They moved away from that, or they developed from that, looking at the whole interiors. Bob King, who is our CEO and founder, started talking to users about their working environment. Started talking mainly about task chairs. He basically started asking them if they could adjust their chair. So the whole principle was that they were all going, no, there's a lever on here somewhere, and they don't know how to use it. So his basically passion developed from that perspective. So he started to move away from just screen filters and start to look at the actual benefit of the space itself.
So the move to designing chairs and then the workstations around that is basically the sort of core products of your business, I think, now.
Yeah, it's all about making things simple and easy to use, whatever we create and whatever we design, making it work and be intuitive. So the aesthetic part comes after the simplicity part and the function part. So function drives our solutions, and the aesthetic look and feel basically is the development from that. So whereas some of the manufacturers or some of the furniture designs were designed based on aesthetic first and functionality second, Bob King and met Niels Different. So Niels Different was an industrial designer working for himself, and it basically started to develop a task chair, the Freedom chair at the time. He basically started to go around all the manufacturers of office furniture, trying to talk to them about this intuitive chair that would work based on the user's body weight. But nobody wanted to take it on. It wasn't what they wanted to do. They wanted to put more knobs and levers onto a chair rather than take knobs and levers off a chair, because the more you put onto a chair, in theory, the more you can charge somebody for it. because you've got
Yeah.
one exhibitions with A&D, with clients, with dealers, and actually sharing our knowledge, sharing our information, sharing our passion for making things simple. They don't want to give people training sessions on how to use the chair. The training session should come on to how to be comfortable. So their idea was Neil's different, was developing this chair to actually utilize the user in the design process and in the functionality of the chair. So they basically started talking, developing their roles, and actually the Freedom Chair came out of this. So the Freedom Chair has 3 adjustments: seat height, seat depth, and back height. So it's actually giving you the ability to adjust your chair slightly and to fit you as a user.
When was it first designed then?
99, so it was 20 years old.
Right, and that's still in production.
Still in production, still going strong, still one of our biggest selling chairs.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm sat on one at the moment, so actually...
that's why you look so comfortable and relaxed.
Indeed. And
it's part of a suite of products as well, based around the workstation, the desk, and you've also got, which are probably quite crucial in providing adjustment for the workspace, the monitor arms, keyboard trays, adjustable desks, but also lighting and fresh air as well comes into that as part of the ecosystem of work.
Yeah, so when you look at setting somebody up in an ergonomic way, people always think it's the chair that sets them up into an ergonomic position. Not one thing can make them ergonomic in any sense. Basically, rule of thumb is what you see and touch dictates how you sit and be comfortable. If you start to rationalize that, it's basically where your computer is, where your laptop is, will dictate how you're sat in your chair. So if you look at the way you're sat at the moment, you're leaning forward because your screen is below your head.
Yeah.
So that then basically makes you hunch over. So you're developing the laptop hunch. So what you should do is sit slightly reclined into the chair. What restricts us from that is where our screen position is. So that becomes where our eye movements are. So then your screen is then further away. So as soon as your screen's further away, you start to move forward. So bringing technology closer. So it's adapting the infrastructure of your desk to you rather than you adapt to what's on your desk. So it's bringing things over. So yes, so monitor arms, keyboard trays. So again, touch. So where's your keyboard positioned? Keyboard, if your keyboard's in your lap, you'll sit into your chair. You'll recline into your chair. Lighting, because you need 5 times more light to look at a piece of paper than you do a monitor screen. So if you can bridge that gap between your eyes having to change and adapt from an artificial light source of the monitor to having closer as possible to natural daylight with the task light itself. So starting to build those into it as well.
And those I just had to lean back in my chair after that, but those microscopic changes of position and focusing essentially build up fatigue, don't they? If they're not, if you're not looking after yourself in a way of supporting your body in a natural position. But the small amount of change can make a huge difference if you just adjust the position of your monitor or your laptop or your keyboard.
Yeah. So if you raise your laptop screen up and use a secondary keyboard, you're basically having the full functionality of a workplace that is adapting to you. So building those into it. But then the flip side to that is we shouldn't sit in a sedentary position for long periods of time. We should get up and be active and move. So that's where the air thing comes into it. So then you're starting to benefit from moving, circulating the blood around your body, developing those benefits to you as a person. So changing your posture, not continuous in all aspects. But when you're sat down, you want to keep those spontaneous movements. So you want to be able to move and chat to the person next to you, or you want to be able to basically reposition your body to do a different task. So if you look at the way agile working or smart working is going, we're changing our bodies, or we're moving our bodies to certain areas of the buildings to do a different task. So if you can start to build that into it and actually functional and making the function better wherever you go and more ergonomic, you'll start to feel benefit from it.
And particularly with agile working, it's being able to set up your new workspace quickly without having to read an instruction manual.
Yes, so that's when our technology side comes into it. So when you start to add technology into the monitor arm, you can start to link the core areas of your workplace, making it, again, the fundamental part of Humanscale is to make it simple and easy to use. Having the connectivity of one cable wherever you go into the office basically makes it easy to move around the space and actually transition.
And what's your role then, Nick, in particularly how you interact with designers when you're out and about?
So I head up the regional sales team. So there's 6 of us in the regional team. So everything outside of London, in England and Wales. My background's an interior designer. I spent 10 years designing office spaces, looking at client briefs, what they were trying to achieve with the space itself. And over the past 9 years, I've focused more on the detail side of making those functional spaces 3D and making them adapt to the user rather than the other way around. So I head up the sales team outside of London, so driving the specifications with A&D, with clients, with dealers, and actually sharing our knowledge, sharing our information, sharing our solutions to end users and educating them on movement, ergonomics, sustainability, aesthetics, bringing it all together as one package and adapting it from that perspective.
Where do you think the workplace is going?
From my perspective, what we're developing at the moment is we've taken our float desking system. So our float desking system is a sit-stand workstation, which needs no electric current. So we're looking at the sustainability element of the global organization. So we developed a few years ago a sit-stand desk, which is a counterbalance desk, which basically is an instant high adjustable desking system. We're now taking that further in the UK and Europe to create it as a benching system. So we give a back-to-back solution. Basically, what we're trying to build on that is the sustainability element. So they can take the cost element from the infrastructure of the building, so reduce the number of floor boxes, number of power sockets, and actually make the building more sustainable from that perspective, but still providing the users with a sit-stand solution, so making it easy. So if you think when you look at an electric sit-stand desk, you press a button, after 20 seconds, you've reached the point where you want to go. So in an ideal world, you should do every hour, you should do 15 minutes standing. So that means you've got to go up and down twice, once up, once down. If you start to build that into it, you start to add cost by just pushing a button. So if you can make it simple and adjustable by just clipping a lever and raising it, you start to benefit the user. So that's where we're starting to see it developing more. Be interesting to see how people, after this pandemic and our solitude element comes into it, where workplaces go. Do we have more cubicles, more space to ourselves and less collaboration zones? Do we utilize more technology in the future? I think we will. Be interesting to see what this will do to us personally and professionally, I think.
I think the enforced home working has certainly highlighted a few ergonomic issues around workstations that we probably weren't anticipating. The trend you're saying towards sustainability is all in line with that, making things simpler, isn't it, as well?
Yeah.
The philosophy of it's easy to operate and intuitive to operate.
Yeah, and use of materials. So what materials are we putting into it? So all of our solutions have non-red list chemicals going into our products. So if you've ever heard of the Living Product Challenge or the Living Building Institute, they developed a series of profiles where you can basically take out those red list ingredients from the solutions. So if you look at our chairs, for instance, we'd have no glues going into our chair. On our desking, we have no PVC edge banding. It's basically taking those elements that are harmful to us as humans and the environment away from those solutions and actually making it easier. Then all of our solutions as well are modular, so parts can be taken, repaired, adapted. So you start to build those sort of things into it.
That's a really good approach, isn't it? From that cradle to grave, recyclable, and eliminating some of the difficult things to deal with.
Well, we've got a stool called the Ballo, which is designed around the ergonomic gimbal. It's about a 15-minute use seats, a stool, which basically it interacts with your abdomen. So you can, I suppose, train for 15 minutes while you're on it, but also meet for 15 minutes while you're on it. So it gives you that sort of functionality to it.
That's one of the, sitting on a ball where you've got to just concentrate all the time, otherwise you'll fall off.
Puts a bit of pressure on your abdomen. You wouldn't use it as a workplace. You'd use it as a very small, quick 15-minute ad hoc meeting. Just basically allows you to be more functional and adaptable. So
the key there is that not to be stuck at your desk all the time. Variety, movement, keep yourself exercised, And there's some of the products that are contributing to that.
Yeah. I think they're all just supporting that. So yeah, get up and move, be adaptable, change your position, go and chat to somebody, communicate, collaborate, but be comfortable and be adaptable.
I'd like to thank Nick for taking the time to speak to me. He's got a wealth of knowledge about how to set up workspaces and the types of products you need to support your working life in comfort. These have a huge impact on your health and productivity. Nick's experience of the furniture industry and his background in interior design make him a really great resource to help specify products for the workspace. Humanscale have a suite of products that can build a fully ergonomic workstation, and there's lots of resources on their website to explain more about the implications and some tips on how to set up your spaces. I'd like to thank Dave Clark from I Am The How for production support and advice in the setting up of this podcast, Kay Hansen for her planning support and co-hosting role for these and our educational podcasts for the University of Plymouth, and Mark Frith for the music. We'd like to hear your feedback on the podcast. Leave a comment or get in touch via the website or Instagram. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.
At Arizona State University, we're bringing world-class education from our globally acclaimed faculty to you. Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.